It feels like more and more people every day are complaining about Gen Z, specifically about how Gen Z aren't good workers. And yet, the same people who complain about this are the same people who want you to work more hours than ever before with less pay. They pay you minimum wage to work sometimes 12 hours a day and then complain when you don't like that, or when Gen Z doesn't like that and they can't even afford to pay their bills that way. And these same people are the people who raised Gen Z. The people complaining about Gen Z are in fact kind of responsible for them, or at least were responsible for them. And I can see the frustration of these business owners or managers not liking Gen Z, but I think what they're looking for are Oompa Loompas, or the minions from Despicable Me, who just do without saying. I think they want a sweatshop. I think that's what they're looking for. And then they're surprised when Gen Z doesn't want to go through with that they just don't put up with it, that they'll rather move job to job, earning maybe a little bit more, finding just a little bit better, just to get by. Because what they're trying to pay for a lot of these jobs isn't even enough to pay rent. They would have to get multiple jobs, but they don't want to do that. Gen Z doesn't want to do that, which I believe is fair. They want a life. And I see all these other people saying they gotta put in their time, they gotta do their dues before they can get anywhere in life. But a lot of these Gen Z can't even find a job to get anywhere in life, to put in the time. A lot of them, I believe, do want to work. I've lived in red states, blue states, cities, towns, and everywhere I go, because I am Gen Z wants to work. They just don't only want to work. They want a life. Is that crazy? Is that so crazy? They just want to be able to pay rent and buy groceries and not make it feel like at the end of the world. This is just the world that we came into. We aren't happy with it, but we can't do anything about it. It's the generations before us who messed everything up. And sure, there's some things they can't control. Like recently, the coronavirus. That messed up a lot of things. Just in the last 5 years, cost of living has skyrocketed. But you had 2 decades to raise these kids. And you didn't think once, hey, maybe we should teach them hard work. Maybe, just maybe, that might have been a good idea. But now it's 2 decades later. And, I mean, your kids are fine. It's all the other Gen Z that's the problem. But your kids are fine. You did a good job raising your kids. I mean, my parents did a great job raising me. But it's every other parent who raised Gen Z who's the problem. Or, I don't know. Maybe it's not Gen Z. Maybe there's a lot more factors in hand. Maybe, I don't know. Maybe the, big guy upstairs, not talking about God, but Trump, should chill out a little bit. Like, I understand what he wants to do, but he's got to stick to something. Every other day, he changes his plan, redoes everything. He has no idea what he's doing. And then it's us, the younger generation, the poor, lower class people who have to deal with that. Gen Z has to apply sometimes to thousands of jobs before they even get an interview. And that interview probably won't even go well. They might have a 2-month interview process just to end up ghosting them in the end. There are no more entry-level jobs. Most of those jobs are now done by robots and AI. The jobs that boomers used to get and be able to buy a home, have a family, and the wife not even having to work, those jobs are now done by a robot that is just a couple $1,000s and does it better, faster, and for 24/7. And guess what? The robots don't complain. And now boomers are shocked that we can't outdo the robots. And they're shocked that we can't find jobs. They think we're not trying hard enough. Oh, you need to go door to door. Go up to, I want to speak with your manager. Yeah, the manager doesn't want to speak with you. They'll tell you to just send in an application online. They don't care. You're just wasting their time. People don't do that anymore. Shocker, things have changed in the last 200 years or whenever boomers were children. I don't know. I'm not a historian. I was hoping to get someone else's perspective on Gen Z and the struggles of Gen Z. And so I try to reach out to the face of Gen Z, one could argue at least, JoJo Siwa. And she did not want to comment. In fact, she purposely said no. She didn't even bother to just leave me ghosted. She said no. And so I decided a little rant instead would work. And that's another thing, is you see people like JoJo Siwa or Charlie D'Amelio. I'm trying to think of Gen Z people. Just, it's topical in the moment. But these people, they do a 30-second dance. And now they're millionaires. And they got a reality TV show. And they're doing a tour across the nation. All because of some TikTok where the baby is rapping in the background. And they move their hips side to side. Why would we want to work when that's the competition? Being a millionaire used to actually mean something. You actually had to start a business or even just have some talent of some kind that can be distributed, which was a hard thing to actually be distributed. Now, someone could do anything and people are going to freak out. It could be you ate a sandwich faster than anyone else. I watch a guy on YouTube who all he does is eat. And he's not the only one. There are thousands of people who just eat, and people gobble this up, pun intended. And they're millionaires because of it. And yet, it is harder than ever to acquire wealth. Even though the stupidest people, possibly in all of time, are now the wealthiest. So people are going to do what people see that works. Why spend thousands of hours building a business that might not work when you can just post a video for free in seconds that might work? It costs you nothing. So, of course people aren't working. I mean, I don't think that's true, but it's hard to not work when that's what you're seeing. And I also understand that not every pig pen has good bacon. Some people just suck. And I'm sorry if you're a business owner and you just so happen to find a crappy Gen Z, or even a couple, because they do exist. And they probably have cat ears and a tail. Just saying. And people have just become more cynical more than ever, or at least in most recent years. The only thing people even get excited about anymore or see any positive in is garbage, is in slop, is in straight up brain damage in digital form. It's like the Minecraft movie. That is the only thing keeping society together, are stupid moments like this that people can get together for. Because if you look, like recently, Katy Perry went to space. Yes, Katy Perry, the one who kissed a girl and seemed to have liked it, went to space, and people are just, they're like pissed off because this lady who did nothing, who, yes, she's rich, but that's it, went to space. Which is actually crazy if you think about it. Not many people have gone to space. This is a new thing. 50 years ago, this would have been news for a month. This would have gotten hundreds of millions of people sitting around their TVs just to watch. Now, people just get pissed off. They make some conspiracy theories, and they move on. And let me say, Katy Perry did not make this any better. When she landed, she had an interview, of course, after she kissed the ground and was in practically tears. She was asked, how was it? And this is what she had to say, and this is a quote. It said, I feel super connected to love. This experience showed me you never know how much love is inside you. A little gay, but okay. And how much love you have to give, and how loved you are until the day you launch. She then goes on to say it is second to being a mom, and she couldn't recommend it more. I guess she could say it was out of this world. She seemed to be over the moon about the experience. It was astronomical, even. I am sorry. I had to do it. I just couldn't control myself. After all, I am my father's son. Please forgive me. But was that any worse than what she said? She literally got on her knees and kissed the ground, and then said the most disconnected thing I've ever heard a rich celebrity say. She's saying, oh, everyone should go to the moon, as if it doesn't cost millions of dollars just to put one rocket ship into the sky, as if everyone can do that, while I'm over here worrying about the price of eggs. What does this lady think she's doing? It is no longer 2013, Katy Perry. We have moved on. You are behind. You are no longer the person you think you are. Nobody cares. Sure, I think it's cool that you got to go to space. I'm a little jealous you got to go to space. I don't understand why you went to space or how you know Jeff Bezos, where you got to go to space. But shut up. No one wants to hear what you have to say. Just say it was cool. Move on. Maybe a little bit later you're on Jimmy Fallon and he asks you, how was space? And you go, wow, it was cool. And then you bring it up again. You get to be the first superstar. There we go. That's another one. In space. I guess Jeff Bezos was sick of space having a monopoly on stars. So he showed space one of ours. Okay, I'm sorry. I'm sorry. Even though she's kind of stupid, a little retarded, a little disconnected, I still feel like we should be able to think that's cool. Where on earth, we were monkeys. Now we're putting monkeys into space, and they come back alive. But that's amazing. I don't. Just, you know what? You have a good day. Monkeys, Gen Z, none of it really matters. Just live your life, man. Just be you. Be you.